Hello my dear friends, basic greetings from Kiev, the capital of Ukraine. And today from my laboratory I would like to talk with you not about nature with animals and all around, but about other things, about nature around human being. And how say, one classic said, to live in this society and to be out of the society, it's completely impossible. That's why I would like to tell you about Ukraine. Well, probably you have been expecting, but I will tell you a little bit more about Ukraine and what's going on here and now and today in October 2014, October 23rd. I would like to tell you about Ukraine. I found just one interesting journal, Nature, Time, by the way, and it's here in 2012. The interesting article was One Nation Subsidized, and it's about American family which is living in a good house, subsidized house, and everything is subsidized, how it was described here in article. Yeah, it was written about America, but what about Ukraine? Ukraine is different. If in America people are prosperous and just flourishing and they enjoy life, but here in Ukraine many things happened during this time from last November till this November. And by the way, do you know about Maidan? Probably yes. And in this time in Maidan many things happened just near this place, in 300 meters near this place. When I came to my laboratory in February, on the 17th of February, it was just a lot of sounds outside. It was shooting outside and people just moved home earlier because underground had been closed. And many things and shootings happened on 17th, 18th, 19th and 20th of February. It was time when a lot of people from Celestial 100, as people said now, were killed. Over 100 people were killed in the center of Kiev, near this place, 300 meters from this place. And in this time, people tried to explain the situation, what was going on there. Government changed, many things changed. And now we have another democratically elected government. And what was in this time? And what was the confrontation in this time? And by the way, during Maidan, this was a confrontation between these two sides. Normal, common, ordinary people could not understand what was the confrontation, why it was confrontation between West and East. And even people could not believe in this confrontation. And by the way, some people were thinking, well, we cannot believe to West, but thinking we're believing to East. But the history and this year showed that West and East completely different. And after Maidan, what people were expecting? People were expecting if the war would be tomorrow. Well, and it happened. Yes, it was kind of undeclared war. It happened, and it's still completing. It's not completed. It's still continuing. Even now, in October 2014. Now we have a peaceful process. People were hoping very much that it will be peace in Ukraine, especially in eastern part of Ukraine, but still it's gradually continuing. And it's a very disgusting situation. So that's why from February, in March and all other time, this page was very important. It's actually like a scanning page with a military offer to come for military service for young people, for volunteers who came for military service in Ukraine. And people, many of them were now busy in the military service. Yes, in this military service, protecting the country. And now, people with all these machine guns and heavy armament and equipment still fighting. Okay, waiting for peace. Even, you know, this journal appeared with this page to shoot or not to shoot. Shoot and don't shoot. It's impossible. Or just to have a peace. To shoot, it is not, or to make a peace. What's possible? How to make a peace and don't shoot? Hopefully it will be a peace. And by the way, after changes of government, yes, the government was formed, and still now we have a confrontation of our government in Ukraine. Then this is a president now in Ukraine, and we have a confrontation with this man from the east. And you know, this is some abbreviation here appeared in all vocabulary of Russian and Ukrainian people, especially in Ukrainian. Abbreviation, it means this funny abbreviation. You can find it in internet. And it's written here. Who are you? By the way, we don't know who are you. But we can understand that all these flags and all these foods coming to Ukraine unexpectedly, and people not so only unhappy about it, but already 3,600 and probably even more people already died for Ukraine because of this food in Ukraine now, or at least part of this food. Nevertheless, everyone is hoping for peace. That's why the peaceful process started in Ukraine, and by the way, even this picture showed that there is a peaceful process, negotiation process, and here the picture is written that Angela just already lost the oil on the ground. And what's meaning? The meaning is actually from this book of Ukrainian and Russian writer. Yes, Michael Bulgakov, Margaret and Master and Margaret. Because Anushka from Master and Margaret, she just lost oil on the ground. And it was just at the beginning. The beginning that is something already said, it is predicted that it will happen. And no changes cannot be possible. Who knows? Maybe something will be changed. But probably it happens. But it happened. Who knows? We don't know. But nevertheless, now people in Ukraine are hoping very much for peace in Ukraine. So that's why this written here, this a hybrid peace. You know, this hybrid war, informational war and real war in Ukraine. Hybrid peace, informational and real. So that's why this is a flight like from a kindergarten, and this flight is a real one. And finally, the last week was just a week of peaceful negotiations, and again a lot of people died in Ukraine even during this negotiation process. Well, we would like to make this cutting and changes for rifle and also this Kalashnikov machine gun, and it's written here that it was the order to stop the war. And we hope very much that it is the order to stop the war in Ukraine, that it will be stopped as soon as possible, that it will be not a military process, but it will be a peaceful process of peaceful negotiation, and all sides will find peaceful solution, peaceful negotiation, and it will be better for everyone in Ukraine and outside of Ukraine. We hope so very much that peace will come to Ukraine. So this is my short little bit description about Ukraine, because now Ukraine is not a communistic society. Yes, it was a communist society in the previous time. People were trying to build a communism or socialism, but now, you know, they built capitalism. And by the way, people don't know what's the meaning of a capitalism in Ukraine or in Russia. Everyone is still living with old habits, with old minds, old thoughts and ideas and old experience of a previous time. But new generation already has a new approach, new knowledge, new ideas, wishes. They want to build their future. So that's why I hope that a new generation will find solution in Ukraine and all in other neighboring countries, and peace will come to Ukraine. And that's my story, a little bit with a short review of some reviews of my nice visual aids about Ukraine, and I hope so that it was interesting at least a little bit for you. If you like, press just on a big thumb, write comments down there, subscribe to my channel, ask questions, and if you are interested, subscribe to my channel. If you are disagreed, ask me right under this movie and we will discuss, by the way. And looking forward for your meaning, for your comments, and actually I will make a new movie about Ukraine, about all events, and I hope it will be interesting for you. Ask your question and press like, subscribe to my channel, and good luck, and see you on my channel. Bye. Good luck.